Welcome back to Local Garden Queens. Making the first video of the spring today. Temperatures in the 50s. We are supposed to cool down a couple of days, but this thing's growing. So let me give you a quick tour and show you what's happening around the garden. There's some cleanup, not too much as you can see right there, but we have some kale here from last season. It survived the winter, which was very mild, and also bok choy, which is going to flower, and the kale as well. It's starting to shoot up flower buds. Get a close-up. You can see here it's going to be flowering soon. Gonna have a lot of kale seeds to plant out and preserve for possibly seasons to come. So here's one of the other beds. This was an eggplant, which obviously died in the winter, and of course there's the flowering bok choy. And as we come around to the other beds, more kale. This bed has been prepped. I don't know what's going to be planted here, but we do have some residual carrots that sprung up in the fall and they survived the winter. There's actually carrots everywhere in every bed, and even not the beds, outside of the beds. There was a lot of carrot seeds, and I kind of sprinkled them everywhere, and the wind sprinkled them everywhere, and I just let them grow, and if they get in the way, I'll pull them out. If they don't, then we'll have carrots. You can see a whole bunch of them here. So the trellis bed, nothing going on right now, but I did plant some sugar snap peas in here, in the front and behind the trellis. And also the same thing with this trellis bed, sugar snap peas in the front and in the back. This next bed here, there was garlic planted. As you can see, it all came up. It all came up actually in early winter, after it was planted in late fall. All these garlics, and I have some lettuce that I planted in the fall as well. That maybe I want to say like 20% of it came up. It didn't germinate very well. I think it was due to weather. It was a warm fall and dry. Obviously lettuce doesn't like that. Anyway, the seedlings that did sprout, they survived the winter actually, and I just transplanted them out in between the garlics. And of course there's carrot seedlings in here as well, mixed in, along with some weeds. This bed here, I planted a couple of rows of, if I could remember, well, I know one of them is dill, and I think here and here, indicated by these metal rods, I planted a row of cilantro, I think it was. Here we have the compost area. So here's the newest compost. Last checked, I think a week and a half ago, it was somewhere between 90 to 100 Fahrenheit in its core. And this is the finished compost that's going to be used for this growing season. And that compost is going to be used next year. Here behind the compost, this whole large bare patch of dirt, I planted about 9 plants of asparagus. So that's going to be interesting. Never grew asparagus before. Of course, it's going to take a few years until the plant is strong enough you can pick asparagus, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Here's another view of the garden from the compost area from the back. Not much going on right now. This is just the beginning. Of course, that's the most active bed with the garlic at the moment. But I'm expecting this to change in the next update that should be coming in about a month or so. I'm hoping all the beds will have something growing. And it's going to look very green, very lush, very nice. So that's the plan. That's the garden. Something survived the winter, which is very nice, of course. And there's new things growing and to be growing. So as always, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and I'll see you next time.